Alright guys, this is day 2 of I've Got Worms. Look at these big bastards. That one's actually eating a tomato. There's one above it. They're so hard to see. There's another one. Guys, I pulled 27 off the day before yesterday. Anybody have any idea how to stop these monsters? I've heard next year that basil works. If you plant basil with your tomatoes, it confuses the moth that lands and puts these monster worms on here. I mean, check out my little tops of my tomato plants. They do this in like one day. It's amazing. Man, there's another one. Another one. Wow. Let me give you a closer look at one of these monsters if you've never seen them. They blend in so good. But they can destroy a tomato plant overnight. There's a bunch of them up here. During the day, they sit real still. A baby one and a monster. See another one right there. Another one right there. Jeez. They're everywhere. Let me start pulling some of these off. I'll be back. Dang, look how big these tomatoes have gotten. We've got tomatoes out of our ears right now. I'll have to show you in the house in a minute. We've been collecting tomatoes every day. We're having to give them away now. There's just so many. All right, let me get some of these freakazoids off here. See guys, I told you I had worms. I don't know how many I got this time. Jeez, it's a bunch. Some monster tomatoes on these little plants. Carrots are doing good. They're just falling over and looking like a mess. The asparagus is very small. Onions, they seem to be doing okay. They just look messy. Watermelons, I got 2 plants planted. This one here is not doing as well as this one, but earlier it was just the opposite. This one here is growing this way and this one's growing that way. Got the same thing. I got 2 grapevines planted the exact same day, and this one's taking off, and this one lagging a little bit behind, but it's still going. Every day I see it growing. Strawberries, well, they did good at the beginning, but they're looking pretty whooped now. I need to try adding some more fertilizer. I don't know what's going on with these guys. They haven't produced any fruit in a while. The pine cone, that doesn't belong there. How does that get there from here? Anyhow, gotta do some weeding. And these little baby blueberry bushes, I wish I hadn't planted them. They're doing okay, but they're just super slow. And I got some kind of critter or something that's eating the broccoli about as fast as it comes up. I've tried everything so far, so if anybody knows anything, maybe it's a disease, I don't know. I can't find any kind of insect on them. The few peas that I planted, they're growing good. I think we'll start getting beans here very shortly. If you're wondering about the gravel, I gotta go get another bag, actually about 2 more bags. Well, like I said, my daughter's down this week, so we really couldn't work on it this weekend. I like the way it looks. We still need more even out here. And this is my cabbage, the same thing. It was doing so good. And now something's eating it. And these were the broccolis, they're just gone. They've been gone almost since the beginning. The bell peppers are doing real good. And the garlic and onions are doing good. Big spider on me. Yes, I'm trying to kill a spider. Blackberries are doing good. We've even picked a few already. I gotta get out here and get some mulch in this bed. There's one right there about ready to pick. These blueberry trees I planted much later and they're doing way better. These cabbages were perfect till about a few days ago. Now something's gotten in them, so we're trying pesticide and everything to get rid of it, but nothing seems to be working. All of a sudden our potatoes died down. I don't know what's happened to them either. I don't know if it's too much water, too little water. We've had a ton of rain lately. And then out here, these are our pineapples. They seem to rooted. That's the celery in the middle. The wife. God. Yep, told y'all we got tomatoes, cucumbers, more tomatoes in a bag. Just picked these a little while ago. These we've been eating on. Go away, fly. These we've been eating on as much as possible. We're starting to give them away now. We got too many. Alright guys, it's another day. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up and I'll show you a few of my failures. Start with the hanging baskets. These are the ones that I had hanging up there. And they did produce pretty flowers, but they look more like weeds. These are the ones I grew from seeds. I swear that's not what I was shown on the packet. So my wife and I was at Lowe's the other day and they had these baskets on half price. So we went ahead and got them. And I'm going to empty out these pots just to save the dirt. And then down here in the big containers, I bought some, trying to think what they're called. It was literally a 6-pound bag and it was just I call it more like garden flowers, but again it would look good bordering something outside, but here it's more weeds looking than flowers. Every once in a while you'll come out here and a bunch of stuff blooms, but it only lives for a few days and then it dies off. So I definitely wouldn't put this back again next year. But I mean, you can see over here these turn out really pretty, but they don't live very long at all. So I'm gonna take these out too here very shortly. I want to go back with a few vegetables, but I think the wife wants to go back with some flowers. The bees do love it. They sit here and pollinate my garden, so it's, you know, it's a win-win, but it just doesn't look good and I don't like as tall as they are. I knew they were going to get tall, but there's your little bumblebee right there, doing his job. Hey, you can't win them all. The new flowers I've got are doing fine. The only thing that I've got with these, I guess because they got the big blooms, they need water daily. And I'm sure very shortly I'm gonna have to be putting water on them probably twice a day. They wilt down really quick. I haven't watered them yet today because I'm fixing to try out some new, I guess the best word to call it is poison. I mean, you can see how these just, whatever it is, I don't know. I don't know if it's something eating the cabbage or, I think the cabbage is doomed because this one had already formed little heads. But something ate them up in just the last few days. I do think the buckets are the way to go. I just got to find whatever it is that's killing these things. I can't find any insects on it, but it doesn't look like disease. And then my potatoes. These were another failure. I've seen many people grow them in the bucket, so I don't think that's it. I don't know if that was too much water or too little water. They got really good drainage on these buckets. I drilled a bunch of big holes, but I really just don't know what's causing it. I should say the wife bought fertilizer and a new insecticide. So I'm gonna water everything down here in a minute and then spray the plants. I want to just see if I can save them. If so, I'll know next year I'll probably go all cabbage in these buckets, because these were beautiful just a few days ago. Then as for the worms, yesterday I only got a few off of here, so I'm gaining ground on them. Just as I say that, look what's sitting right there. Boom! Oh yeah, you're fixing to go. It's hard to get them off. Just so you'll know, last year I had the same problem, but I didn't have near as many. I mean, I probably had 10 total last year. Now my plants weren't this big. These are well over 8 feet tall. And I think due to the rain, we've had tons of rain this year. Last year we didn't have hardly any. I think that may have brought them in. You'll probably see some as you're just scanning through. But so I'm gonna remove him, and then I'm gonna spray these down with a new insecticide I got and see if that does anything. And then these were 2 other cabbages that some started eating on about the same time. But these are the broccolis. They got destroyed immediately. I mean, they never even had a chance. But again, I couldn't figure out what's doing it. I'm gonna do research, because they came up really good, so I'd like to plant them again next year. That was my failures. So that said, I don't fall. Well, some of my peppers are changing colors out here. I think these are the orange ones. Yep. Got a lot of the green bell peppers coming on. We've already ate several of them. There's a bigger one down here. I'm very pleased. I hope this weekend we can finish up the rocks, because we definitely need more up here. You can see the tar through. Oh, and this was a beautiful cabbage, and it got destroyed by whatever's eating the other ones. But I left it here because I was hoping some of the stuff would keep feeding on it and not mess with the tomatoes. Oh, and then my last failure, I had these strings from last year holding up the cucumber vines. They broke, so I'm gonna put a piece of this today all the way up to the top so they can regrow straight up. All right guys, I'll talk to you on the next one.